Welcome all visitors and guests this evening. We have a lengthy group of comments that will take place at the end of the meeting. Moving along now, the mayor's report. The only thing is, Wayne did ask me to announce that I think most people are aware of the fact that Chief Fisher has resigned, retired. His retirement will take place April 27th, which is next Monday night, and we are scheduled
August.
We are in August. August the 27th, next Monday night. And we have a public hearing on the budget for that night as well, so Mayor Mask at that time should have more announcements about which way the city plans to go in that regards to that position at that time. Any questions? Move on to city manager's report. Duncan?
Mr. Mayor Pro Tem Holcomb, council guests, just a couple items. The first one is on the Texas Community Block Development Grant. Council approved the application for the 2012 TCDP. We went after a grant of $275,000, and what we got back was marginal funding. And there's a letter in there dated August 14, 2012, and that's a letter by Mayor Mask back to Ms. Erica Garza, manager for program development at the Texas Community Block Development Program. And bottom line is accepting the grant at a reduced amount of $191,176. We still think we can accomplish most of the objectives of the grant project. We were hoping to actually be able to do one other section, which would have expanded the scope slightly, but with the reduction down to $191,176 in grant funding, we'll be limited to the area between Milam and Peachtree, where we're going to replace the two old 12-inch lines with 24.
We have a lot of guests here this evening. We might detail what the TDCB grant offers.
Yes, sir. The Texas Community Block Development Grant that we originally applied for was for completion of Peachtree Interceptor. And what Peachtree Interceptor is the main backbone of our sewer system in the city of Crockett. And it is probably the oldest part of the system. And it basically, the area that we applied to repair is the area from just off the 2nd Street behind the old Sheriff's Department building to Peachtree, down by the bridge crossing the creek near the railroad tracks. By doing that, what we'll have done is eliminated two very old 12-inch lines, one dating back to the 1930s and the other one dating back to the 1950s. And a good project, and that will actually complete that portion of the backbone of our sewer system. And what we got back from the state was basically a deal or no deal package. Take the $191,176, or go back into competition for the entire amount, and you're liable to get nothing. So the mayor made the decision to take the deal, and that's what that one is. Hopefully, if there's any questions, I'll be glad to answer them.
Any other questions or comments from the audience? Okay, move on to item 2.
And the item 2 is, about 4 months ago, I had to go to a meeting to discuss building basically substandard structures and a series of legal battles that were taking place in the state of Texas over building and standards, and most of the issue involved not having, in some of the other cities, a clearly defined appeal process. So what I asked the city attorney to do after I completed that particular seminar is I passed him all my notes along with all the handouts, and I asked him to review our Chapter 5 and our Chapter 11 and recommend changes that would take into account the rulings in the case of the state of Dallas, the city of Dallas, and a number of cases that are revolved around the city of Dallas. And the result is this set of ordinances. What you have in your packets for your reading, and we'll bring it up later and give you time to read it for a couple of weeks, is the changes to Chapter 4 in building and standards, and a small change to Chapter 11. The pages in question are also attached. And I would appreciate council comments on it after you've read it. As I said, most of the changes involve making sure that the appeal process, as far as going from municipal court to district court, is clearly defined, as well as the time windows for appeals process. But they're both fairly comprehensive ordinance changes, and rather than tie us up for a lot of time, I'd ask you to give them a good read. That's it.
Any questions, comments, Ron, on that item?
I would ask that, is there anything involved with this new look at the ordinance that would improve our situation about getting structures addressed quicker on our end?
Actually, it will to a certain extent, because this ordinance was sitting out there and I was waiting for it to be done. We haven't had another meeting of building and standards because of concern that we wanted to make sure we had the ordinances updated before we moved further. And from that standpoint, yes, it will help us out. Thank you, Councilman.
Okay, going to move on to item 5. Consider and approve the 2010-2013 fiscal year budget of the Crockett Economic Development Industrial Council Corporation. We have Mr. Tom Lambert, the Executive Director of ECID with us this evening. Tom?
Mayor, Council, you've got a copy of the budget in your packets. I think I've tried to discuss it with you a little on all of it. This was one of the last things we worked on, Jack Brady. We're making those dates. Understand maybe next session we'll get it in place. But I'm willing, we cut our budget again this year. So not as much as we wanted to. Shifted some stuff around. We think we've got it in good shape. And we'd like for your approval, or I'll answer any questions you want.
Anybody got any questions for Tom? Any questions? Entertain a motion to approve their budget. Second, Mr. Mills. Second here. Okay. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All opposed, same sign.
Appreciate you. We have some good things hopefully coming to tell you in the next month or so.
Can you tantalize us a little bit?
A little bit. I think within the next 60 days, I'm pretty sure we'll make an announcement for a project in the industrial.
All right.
Be good.
It's been a long time coming, but I think we're there, and that's going to happen. But got some other things happening, but I can't really detail them yet. But we've got several projects working, and they're all pretty substantial. They're helpful to the communities. That's about all I can tell us.
Okay.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Moving along to item 6. Public hearing on the proposed budget for the city of Crockett for 2012-2013 fiscal year. Ron?
Mr. Mayor, Council, guests, I have left the draft of the budget out on in the foyer for the last 3 weeks, and the only times any changes have been made is when we make corrections, and I literally left the corrected budget on the table, and I made notes on the front page to show the additional pages that were added. The only major changes to the budget since last we spoke was taking into account the capital request items. You'll notice I did line through 3 of the items that were absolutely not considered or just didn't have the revenue for. And the other things were included to include the the two positions, but only at 32 hours for each of those positions. I did have